Basics of Architectural Styles by Mark Rice. Adamesque. Adamesque is also known as the Adam style. This is a style of interior design from the 18th century. Adamesque first became popular and well known by three Scottish brothers. Two of the brothers are named Robert Adam and James Adam. This style was very popular around the 1760s and was mostly used in middle and upper class structures in England. The Adam style sought out to simplify the styles of Rococo and Baroque. Identifications of Adamesque would be decorative motifs, flat grotesque panels, pilasters, painted ornaments, and pastel color schemes. American bracketed is also known as the Tuscan, Lombard, or American style. Decorative brackets adorn the eaves, and this is what identifies the style. These brackets were often added to older farmhouses for a stylish uplift. This style is less complex than the Italian villa style. These houses are square in plan with high ceilings. This has a row of awnings between the eave brackets. This allows for more headroom and also a cooler house during the summer. American Foursquare houses are usually 2 to 2.5 stories. They have a pyramidal shape, a hipped roof, which often has wide eaves. The roof generally has one dormer. These houses have an offset entry, single light front doors with double hung windows in the rest of the house. It is known for its cubic form and simple economic floor plan. This started appearing in plan books before the 1990s. Art Deco is also known as Deco. This is a visual style of art, architecture, and design. Art Deco first appeared in France right before World War I. Became popular around the 1920s and 1930s. Art Deco influenced the design of buildings with furniture, jewelry, fashion, cars, movie theaters, trains, and ocean liners. Art Deco is influenced by the geometric forms of Cubism. Art Moderne is also known as Streamline Modern. It is a late type of the Art Deco architecture and design that emerged in the 1930s. Its architectural style emphasized curving forms, long horizontal lines, and sometimes nautical elements. These buildings had a flat roof with small ledge at the roofline, had horizontal grooves or lines in the walls. It was first widely popular style in the U.S. to break with revivalist tradition. It uses a style of decoration that was applied to jewelry, clothing, furniture, handcrafts, and buildings. It used Art Deco motifs to decorate streamlined cars, trains, and kitchen appliances. It was rarely used for houses. It was more common for commercial buildings and skyscrapers. Art Nouveau is also known as Glasgow styling or Jugendstil. Art Nouveau was aimed at modernizing design. It has an emphasis on linear contours, which took precedence over color. It became popular in the 1920s, and then it was revived during the 1960s. Art Nouveau is seen as an important predecessor of modernism. Art Nouveau sought to revive good workmanship. Beautiful pictures. The term arts and crafts refers to the early 19th century British and American movement to revive handcrafts. The movement was also the inspiration behind the craftsman and bungalow styles. English reformer William Morris was one of the founders of the arts and crafts movement in the late 1880s. Arts and crafts style also made its way to Japan in the 1920s. Arts and crafts style is characterized for traditional craftsmanship. It is often used medieval, romantic, and folk styles of decorations. It had a strong influence on the arts in Europe. It was shortly after displaced by modernism during the 1930s. Scottish baronial architecture is a style of architecture with its origins in the 16th century. Castle-like, the style draws on the features of medieval castles, tower houses, and the French Renaissance. This style was originated in the 16th century. During the 19th century, it was revived as a part of the Gothic revival. It became extensively used in Scotland, Ireland, Canada, New Zealand, and in the United States. This architectural style was often employed for public buildings. During the 19th century, it became popular for private houses to be built with small turrets and dubbed in Scottish baronial style. California Ranch. The first ranch-style homes were in the 1930s, and they became very popular after World War II. Ranch-style home is usually a single-story house with a gabled or hipped roof. The shapes of these houses ranged from U-shape and L-shaped designs. There's typically 4 rooms wide and 2 rooms deep. Ranch-style homes were influenced by the automobile, which allowed people to build further from the higher populated cities. This style home is extremely popular for the baby boomer generation or seniors. Baroque architecture is a building style of the Baroque era, which began in the late 16th century in Italy. A Baroque building is complex, surprising, and dynamic. A Baroque building is known for its features to stand out most when it catches light in a certain way. The light produces an effect by striking the building in a particular way, creating contrast from another part of the building. This style is used in both interior and exterior parts of a building. During the Renaissance, Baroque had been singled out to be used only in confined areas. The Baroque Revival is an architectural style which originated in the late 16th century. It is found in Italy, Germany, and South America. It is known for its emotional and sensory appeal. Architects applied illusions and bright colors painted on the ceilings. Beaux Arts. American architects of the Beaux Arts generation usually looked to Greek models. This had popular history in the American Greek Revival during the 19th century. Beaux Arts focused on the quick production of conceptual sketches. Beaux Arts architecture relied on sculptural decoration along conservative modern lines. This art used Baroque and Rococo combined with realism. It includes a flat roof, raised first story, arched windows, symmetry, and classical details. Bungalow existed from 1900 to 1935. It was usually 1.5 story structure. It has a low-pitched roof with broad eaves. It creates easy access to porches, patios, and other outdoor spaces. Usually the entry opening is directly into the living room. It uses a floor plan that minimalizes wasted space created by hallways. The floor plan also maximizes flow from room to room. It's mostly known as a craftsman style house. Byzantine is known as the architecture of the Byzantine Empire. It began around the 4th century and still exists today. This changed the square plans for churches, baptisteries, and tombs. It was mostly influenced by Greek and Roman architecture. This was first relied on Roman temple feature. It was a very distinctive feature of Byzantine is its domed roof. Byzantine structures featured marble columns, mosaics, stone pavements, and gold coffered ceilings. Cape Cod architecture is known as a popular cottage style house from New England. It is known for its broad profile, being low and usually 1.5 stories tall. It has a roof that is steeply pitched with end gables and a large chimney in the front center located behind the front door. This style largely died out until Boston architect Royal Barry Willis reintroduced the Cape in the 1920s as a contemporary housing option. He retained the basic exterior shape of a cape but adapted the interior for modern life. Most of the Cape Cod homes you see today were built after World War II, when thousands of returning soldiers and their young families needed inexpensive housing. The Cape Cod style fit the bill, and it was used to build some of the first major housing developments. A full cape has 2 windows on each side of the door and often has a dormer on each side of the chimney to open up the attic. Weathered gray shingles are one of the most recognizable elements of a classic Cape Cod, but newer homes are built of brick, stucco, and stones.